welcome back, everyone. I'm Bailey.
And I'm Raquel.
And this is the Whole Shebang podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Whole Shebang podcast. This is episode 31, where we are going to talk about how myself and some others have accidentally joined a coven. And we have brought the culprit. This is our friend, Vicky, who made us, not to our knowledge in the beginning, join a coven.
I was only there because of you, so it's not just her fault.
This is how it actually started. Bailey came to my house. We were having tea. It was Coven, but we were in each other's circles so we could have tea together. And she turns to me and says, Vicky, I'd really like to explore the Wicca and the paganism path a little more, but I don't want to do it by myself, and I don't know where to start. I said, oh, okie dokie, Bailey. This is how we can start. We're going to start doing a couple of the celebrations. And I think the first one we did, I want to say for some reason, was Yule. And I said, we're going to have a nice dinner. We're going to light candles. There's going to be colors associated with it. We're going to have some animals and maybe some crystals. And it's just going to be low key. And we're just going to enjoy each other. That's how it started. Because she wanted to go down the path, not alone. She wanted someone to hold her hand. And I said, okie dokie, let's go together. It'll be fun. So welcome to the Coven. I'm Vicky.
This is an introduction.
And she says that I started and I did a little bit, most definitely. She's the other Coven head though. We swap places of who's hosting during the season, or depending on the season, I should really say.
It's you, though, because you tell us to go to Bailey's house. Bailey doesn't invite us. You're like, we're going to Bailey's house.
Yes, but she's the one who says, I want to host Beltane, Litha, Lunasta, and Mabon. And I'm like, okay, for those ones, we're all going to Bailey's. You need to, and I'm the one who drops it in the chat, because Bailey doesn't do that.
I don't communicate well.
I'm the one who communicates with everyone so that they know where to go, what to bring, and if there's something extra that we're doing, like belting, make sure that you're wearing good shoes because we're gonna hop over a fire. And people are like, there's no way. And I'm like, actually, yes. And once you do it, here's your commemorative sparkler.
We should have sashes. We'll start making badges.
I thought badges would be really fun and you could collect them like Girl Scouts.
Yeah. Oh, pens would be cute.
See? Look at us go.
So,
See? I'm not the only one.
You're watching the Coven evolve in real time.
I'm going to call out Bailey right now. Every time she hosts an event, she calls me, even if I'm not at the event, and asks me what she should make, and I give her a list of all the food she has to make and what she needs to do.
Raquel does Bailey's background research, which is hilarious because I've got my own, so it's anytime Bailey needs something, it could be like, oh yes, let's flip through the binder. Here's some inspiration. And Raquel's just we'll be in Toronto and sending her stuff. And
yeah.
I love it.
We'll be on the phone and she's like, I have to host this event. And I'm sitting on Pinterest maybe you should make this.
Hey, I will say, for Yule, I looked up my own recipes and then collaborated with Vicky on what we were making, because we are the ones that cook for the events. And then
you called me and you said, I'm cooking for Yule. I'm going to make this. What do you think?
Yes, I always ask for background input.
Because, look, Bailey and I like specific types of food. That doesn't mean everybody likes the same type of food.
But you also have a lot of dietary restrictions.
Yes, we have many things to try and navigate. And that's why I always do a body count starting the months before. I'll drop whatever we're celebrating, say the time, date, location, and roughly what we're going to do at our gathering and then what's going to be served. Because we have myself who's allergic to nuts, seafood, and I'm celiac, so no wheat, no barley, no nothing. Mm-hmm. We have another person who's celiac, so she sits in the same boat as me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Judy. So I don't want to out her into being a Coven. Remember we just had this conversation.
She doesn't consider herself part of the Coven. She comes for the event.
I think she's a bystander.
Ah, okay. I consider her part, but I just...
Yes,
come eat my food, you're part of my life. Welcome to part of the ship, part of the crew. And then we have another one who is chosen vegan and chosen gluten-free based on dietary needs. And then we have another one who is allergic to cow, full cow period stop, the meat and byproducts are 50-50, but like induces great pain should they consume.
That's an interesting one.
So having those in the menu baked in so that like, oh, we have to accommodate all of this. So it's like if we're having beef, which is fine, they can smell it. It's like we also make sure that we have chicken so that they have a different type of meat to eat. But if like, 4 people are coming and none of them have any issues, well, dinner just became very, very easy. But that's why I communicate. Because then I'll also tell her who's coming and what allergies we specifically need to cover. I've not made a list yet. That's on my priorities to do, though.
And I'll start off this episode, too, by saying that I'm just so thankful for all my friends who know of all my deficiencies and choose to help me make up for them anyway.
She's looking at me because I've been doing a lot of podcasting stuff in the last week, and she's just been ignoring it.
Oh, I thought you meant the complimentary lactose pills I give you.
Oh, that too.
That too.
Because I'm also lactose intolerant, but I refuse to admit it, and then I'll have to take lactose pills anyway, because otherwise I will be stuck somewhere that I don't want to be during the meetings.
The direct quote was, I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm not practicing.
Yes.
And
That sounds about right.
yeah.
We've all seen you chug the milk.
We use so much cheese. Cheese and everything.
I believe my motto in life is, but did I die?
Well, yeah, the jalapeno
And the response
poppers
is
are
not
all
yet.
cheese.
Or not this time.
Not yet or not this time. Not today.
Why do you look at me after you say that?
There's reasons.
I'm just caught.
Rude.
I am not part of
The
that.
mediator.
I guess so.
Today's
yeah.
mediator.
That's okay.
So I guess we should probably introduce Vicky now.
Didn't I?
No,
I
you just
introduced
accused
myself.
her of things.
Okay, this
We had a mini witch trial here.
No, anyway. Guys, this is
Energy, but we should talk about like we did with Judy, how we know Vicky.
Oh yeah.
okay.
How do you know Vicky?
So I know Vicky. We started way back in 9th grade in high school, where we sat opposite each other, and we started to get to know each other by just like very shyly handing each other the handouts. And then we slowly started to converse. But I don't think we actually started hanging out in high school till like 10th grade.
No, I went to your grade 9 birthday.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a painter in that murder mystery.
Oh, yes.
I was
have
not the
mystery.
murderer, but I was a
I
painter.
wanted to be the
You had
murderer.
apple pie.
Oh, yes, yes. And board meat, yeah.
That was the day you disappeared.
Wait, was that the year that you broke your leg off the horse?
No, I didn't. I didn't break my leg.
You sprained your ankle or something.
I think fractured my hip.
Maybe that's what it was. I had a
Lovely.
cane though. And I was very concerned because I'm like, I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks. What happened to you? And you're like, I fell off a horse. And I'm like, oh, did you?
Those are fun times.
That year.
But yes, we knew each other in grade 9 and then started hanging out more. I think more at school we started hanging out in grade 10. But like we hung out like outside of school, like for my birthday and stuff like that, which I do really like doing murder mysteries when I have like birthday parties. I love murder
Maybe
mysteries.
we should do an episode on murder mysteries.
We should, because I could talk about the couple that we've had and the one that was an absolute disaster. So yeah, that's how I know Vicky, and then we've stayed in touch ever since. We fell out a little bit after high school.
We picked up, it was a friendship where like, we kept tabs on each other because it was busy. But like,
Yeah.
we sat down for coffee, we picked up exactly where we left off kind of thing.
Yeah. And then it ended up I was your down the street neighbor when I got my apartment after COVID, and then we really reconnected again. So
I make her go on so many dog walks. It'd be -20 and like, get your boots on.
yes,
Let's
and
go!
my rule was -10 or warmer, and you would stand outside my door, and I would have to peek through my curtains to see her there, and I couldn't even say I wasn't home because my car was in the driveway.
As Judy called it, non-consensual friendship.
There's a lot of that. But it works. It becomes consensual down the way. I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome or what, but it does. Down the way, just become consensual. How do you know Vicky?
I met Vicky in grade 8.
Yes,
Just the same year I met you.
Oh, when I pushed you down the stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, when you pushed me downstairs. Vicky and I were in a grade 8 music program at the high school. And I befriended her friend because she smiled at me. And it was very nice that somebody acknowledged me because I didn't know anybody else, and she was the only one who smiled at me. And then we did like practice room. We were in the practice rooms, and I kind of got to know Vicky a little bit. She was playing the trumpet back then. And then in grade 9, she started playing the flute again, and I also played the flute. So we sat next to each other. We're the only two in our class, and we suffered for many years together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we did youth orchestra together.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And she used to drive me around, and I used to enjoy her road rage.
Oh, very much.
Sir, will you please move your car?
Yeah.
You're in my way, sir.
It was very awful. Like, she's not, like, omitting swears or anything. That is genuinely, I'll be like, I need you to move politely. Please pull to the side, my good sir. Thou art in my way. Or I think the one that really got her, I got angry at somebody and I called them Bucky Beaver, and she just
I love
lost
that. And now when I'm mad at people when I'm driving, I go, Bucky's in the way. And nobody understands why that's funny to me. It's great. And we used to, like, sometimes your mom would drive us.
Yeah.
I felt bad for your mom.
It's okay. It was fun.
It was good. And so, yeah, high school, and then we kind of stopped talking after high school because I moved far away and, you know, busy
It
life.
was just more sparse.
Yeah.
We still had, like, the check-ins of, like, you alive? Yes. You alive? Yes.
And, you know, you, like,
Doing things? Yep.
like
Stressed?
each
Yep.
other's stuff on Facebook, whatever.
Yeah.
And I knew you were alive because you were talking to Bailey, and I'd be like, hey, Bailey, have you heard from Vicky recently? She'd be like, yeah, Vicky's doing really well. And that was that. Like, we'd check in through Vicky. But, you know, you keep up contact with people through somebody else. So I would keep tabs on Vicky through Bailey. And then this also joins into how I ended up at the Coven. So I hadn't seen you for years. So occasionally we'd run into each other, like, at Michael's.
Still lots of times at Michael's. We haven't a day.
And then you sent me a message and you said, I think you're in town. You should come join us for dinner, and we're gonna make spell bottles or something. And I was like,
Yes.
okay, cool. I haven't seen you in forever. I was also meeting Bailey's significant other that day for the first time. And Judy was there, and you said, you know, just gonna be friends getting together. So I got together and I sat with you guys and we had food. And then you're like, you should join the group chat. Then I joined the group chat, and then I got stuck in the Coven.
Look, babe, can you tell me that you're not happy to be here?
I mean, I only can make it to like 5 events.
Doesn't
at
matter.
most.
Doesn't matter. We get people in town who make it to one a year.
But it was just so funny because I looked at it and I was like, I think I joined a Coven, which is how the name of this episode came together. Because I got back to school and I was talking to my friends. I was like, so the weirdest thing happened to me over the summer. And they're like, what did you do? And I was like, I kind of joined a Coven, but unintentionally. And now I have no choice because I know they know where I live. And it's just like, it's people I know. So it's not like, there's no manipulation tactic there. But it was just
eat food.
so funny because I was like, I'm in the group chat now. I guess that means I'm a part of it. It was just so funny because I like completely unintentionally was like, yeah, sure, I'll just join this chat. I'll look at these things. And before you know it, I'm like, oh, now I'm a part of something without meaning to be.
Surprise!
She enjoys it though. She shows up. You show up. You take part. You helped Bailey plan. I think it was specifically
Beltane.
Yeah, I was gonna say Beltane. You should charge for that one.
I did, yeah.
So,
So I made good
like,
food for that.
You're part now.
And that's the reason we'll never eat berries and cream again.
Oh no, we will.
It's gonna take a while. So there's certain like go-to dishes that you guys make. One of them Bailey always made was berries and cream.
Yeah.
And she didn't wash the berries enough, and there was still salt on them, and we had very salty berries and cream.
I think what had happened was I came in to make said berries and cream, and I usually soak my berries in salt water because it makes them a little bit sweeter, and then you rinse them off afterwards. But I can't remember. We were having trouble starting the fire because the fire was... The wood was wet. So we were having trouble starting. So as I'm in making, I am very single track mind. Single track. So I can't remember who came in and they were like, oh, we're just looking for stuff to start the fire. Do you have paper or do you have whichever? So I'm like, oh yeah, I do. And then I went and I got you that thing. And then I'm like, right, berries in bowl, cream. And then I forgot to rinse them off because my mind had then been diverted, and I was like, and then people started eating them. I think it was you specifically who had like the first bite, and you were like,
because I took a little.
did you wash this spoon? I'm like,
Yeah, because I thought there was something on the spoon because I took a bite. I think it was like a raspberry or something. I was like, this tastes off. So I dipped my finger into the whipped cream because we also made the whipped cream.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, it's not the whipped cream, because my first thought was maybe you accidentally used salt instead of sugar, but also I could see you doing it.
And yeah, something I would do.
And I was like, no, the whipped cream's fine. And I was like, but the spoon is salty.
Yeah, and I had got I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I think I had my first bite and I was like, oh yeah, something's off. And then you took another bite, and then Judy took a bite, and then Judy's like, is there salt in this? And it was already too late. Like, there was no way to stop the course of action because Vicky and Ryan had already just dished theirs out.
I'd like to say I was listening to everyone else have the conversation, so I had my berries, but I put my whipped cream like farther up on the right
Yeah,
side
smart of
instead
you.
of like into the entirety of the bowl. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna eat these berries, we're gonna plow down, we're gonna just do it, and it's gonna be fine. And then I'm gonna have the whipped cream after as a little treat for doing the thing.
I was hoping the whipped cream would like
Everyone was like, you
salt.
smart person. Like, I was trying to flop it all in, like mix it up, and I'm like, oh, you made a mistake.
And I did not, like, after I realized what had happened, no one had to finish the berries.
We all ate the
But
berries.
they are such good friends that they bit down on my mistake and finished the berries.
It was hard.
I think many of us also like ate the bowl, did like a wipe, and then we all got like a little extra like blob of whipped cream after.
Yeah. You had to get the salt out of your mouth.
Yeah, and some of the berries, there's still a little bit of water in there. So
Oh,
there was like
this bowl.
Yeah.
pile of salt water in the bottom of your bowl, and if you mix the whipped cream in, I was like, what do I do with that?
Was that the time I had to use the wok as a bowl?
Yes, yes, it
okay.
was.
Yeah.
So I had more bowl sense, but I also had to use a wok as a bowl because I ran out of bowls to put things in. It's the adventure that counts.
Hey, we all have a good memory now.
We didn't die.
Exactly.
And now we have something we can laugh about on the podcast.
Yes. Do we want to get into how we fell into witchcraft specifically?
Sure.
Because we started the Coven, but we each had our own individual journey into how we started practicing in the first place. Maybe not so much you.
Oh, you have no idea, my friend.
Oh, God.
You're
Okay.
talking to the Mesopotamia goddess over here.
Well, you
So,
start. Okay,
I was
go
obsessed
ahead.
with Harry Potter, right?
Uh-huh.
And when I turned 13, my mother said, witches are real. Here's all my witchcraft stuff. Welcome to Wicca.
Wow.
So, since I was 13, I have had Wicca in my life.
Okay.
So, my mom grew up very Christian, had some problems with the church. We're not going to say those on the podcast because I forgot to ask her permission. She won't care that I'm talking about this, though. And that she doesn't really practice anymore. It was kind of a phase. You can go through a phase. But yeah, I was like obsessed with it as a preteen. And then I'm pretty sure I talked to Vicky about this in high school at some point. Because I felt like I was the only person who actually knew about it. Because it was, I mean, we're not that old, but it was not a thing in high school. Like,
No.
Wicca wasn't really, like, around the group of our friends. So that was my, like, falling into it. And then I went to university, and then I started learning more about ancient religion, and then I realized everything I had learned from the Wicca books my mom gave me were kind of questionable. And then I just now think religion is a flop. But I'd like to believe that there is something. And I like the ideas and morals that go with Wicca a lot more than anything else. Because it's a lot about, like, respecting your environment, being kind, which I'm absolutely not, but you know. And then it's just, like, you know, trying to be more in tune with nature, which I think is a really good message. Because we are very separated from nature. But yeah, for me, I like the morals a lot better. I mean, Christianity, no. Sorry, Oma, if you're listening. But also, I've taken a lot of religious studies courses. I study ancient Mesopotamian religion is kind of what I'm writing my PhD on. So it's, yeah, it plays into it. I like Wicca's sort of origins. I like that it takes from a lot of different things, which is what the Romans originally used to do, which I think is kind of cool. Some of the information they get that I've read about ancient gods and things is a little questionable. I mean, that's religion, right? It changes. Maybe one day I'll write a book. Like, this is everything wrong with every book I've ever read about Wicca. God, this is from Mesopotamia. Here's the proof. But I think, like, even for me, it was always wanting to find the original religion, which is partly why I got into Mesopotamian religion, why I did biblical studies for a little while. But I won't because I'll get hate mail. But I think, finding the original religion is impossible. It's definitely about mortuary things and ancestor commemoration, and I think Wicca has some of that, which is nice, but I do really like that it draws on a lot of cultures and it doesn't exclude anyone and you can do what you want. I find I do not have the time to be as devout as one should be. When I was into it, I was always like, I don't have time for this. Because it's very time consuming, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
Wicca is not a cheap religion nor practice.
It's not cheap if you practice aesthetically.
I think you don't practice aesthetically. Aesthetic is decently expensive. Stills and spices and cinnamons and things.
Buying the herbs is expensive. If I want to do anything with herbs or candles.
But you don't necessarily have to be... I find it very flowing in terms of how you practice. Mm-hmm. If you want to be the aesthetic witch that has the bundles of the herbs and everything like that, those are going to cost you money. But if you have those herbs in your cupboard, it's like, oh, just take this random thing that I already have in my cupboard. Poof, right there. Done. I don't have to buy the expensive witch bowls or anything like that. You can just do it in a regular bowl.
But that goes into the time consumingness because there's a lot of things. I had the beginner guidebooks and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like, do this every morning. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I think like the holidays are a good, like, okay, you're gonna just do this on the holiday, which is kind of how I would feel about Christianity too. Like, I never cared about going to church, but I do celebrate Christmas, and like I pray with my grandparents at the table, and I think that's a very wholesome thing, and I don't mind praying before dinner. But like, you know, to pray before bed every day, to go to church every day, like I couldn't do it. Maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe that's my thing, is I'm just too lazy for religion. It's a lot of effort. But I do like the part of, you know, the church appeal is that you do go to church and you get to see people and you build that community. So it's been kind of nice getting to do the little Coven meetings, even though it's really just us having dinner and occasionally doing crafts and or jumping over fires and or throwing names of people we don't like into the fire.
What the? What the?
But yeah, that's my experience there.
Okay.
And you didn't know that, did you?
No.
Mm-hmm.
18 years. What I didn't know about you is...
Almost 19 now. Your turn.
Oh, my turn?
Your turn.
Oh, my turn.
Who you?
Yeah, who are you?
Either of you, I don't care.
Let's go on a line. Vicky, you next.
Okay, so my parents gave me the freedom of religion since I was a child. I was always free to choose. I was free to explore things. My mom would definitely call me Wicca.
Yeah.
I lovingly call myself a witch because I think it's fun. But I would say I lean more towards, I would just call it just blanket statement of paganism, in the sense that anything that I feel drawn to, and historically paganism is anything that just predates Christianity. So that's your ancient Greece, those are your Nordic roots kind of thing. Anything that's not Christian or Catholic, before that whole rise, they just kind of shoved that into the realm of paganism. But my mom will not call me a witch, and she won't even call me Wicca. She just thinks that if someone was to ask what I am, that's kind of what she leans towards, but she usually just describes me as her back to nature child. A kid that loves the moon and stars, and that comes from my mom because that's just an aesthetic that she really liked, so it's something that I grew up with, and for me is really comforting. But like the following of the seasons, like the resting during the winter when everyone's like, oh, it's January 1st, here's my new thing I'm gonna do because it's the new year, and I'm just like, I don't want to start anything in January. It's the dead of winter and it's usually very cold, so trying to restart myself when my body feels like it should be resting doesn't make sense. So my mind will shift though come spring, and it'll go again like through summer. It's a different phase in my life, and then I fall, and like even like my wardrobe almost follows that very same pattern. I like the older style of clothing. I like to look like I stepped out of a fairy tale or I'm about to be whisked away on a quest. but the colors I use go from like a jewel tone. I have a very few pastels for spring, but even then it just gets more earthy tones. Summer is my blue watery, and then fall I go into my burnt oranges, and then winter is the dark reds, amethysts, garnets, like sapphire, emerald kind of thing. But it's just how I go. But I like the openness of it. For me, it just makes more sense. The things that I grew up with, like Christmas, Easter, those kinds of things never really, somehow just didn't feel like they quite fit right for me. Following the wheel of the year makes more sense to me, just kind of logically. But I got my first spell book in Edinburgh. I was 11. I still have it. It's yay big. It's a little pocket spell book. It's pink. It's pretty. I was very excited. I've only executed a couple of things from the book. I'm not super duper into spells or incantations and things. I have my own rituals. Group chat I always drop on the first of every month. Like, it's blow cinnamon through your door day so you have a prosperous month, everybody. Go do the thing. And it's funny because whenever I remind everybody else, that's the month that I forget to do it myself. Ryan chides me so hard. He's like, you're such a hypocrite. I'm like, I took care of the coven. Leave me alone.
I did my leeway
job.
duties.
So this month we might not have as much, I don't know.
I've
fun.
noticed you also are very careful to remind us which direction to be blowing the cinnamon,
my
and I
God,
wonder why
yeah.
that is.
Oh, I have no
Not my
idea
fault.
at all. Crazy.
Not my fault. You weren't specific enough for my little brain. So the first time Vicky ever told me to blow cinnamon through my doorway, it was at New Year's. They all came over to my place for New Year's. We were having a good time. And then it was 12 a.m. on the 1st. And Vicky's like, oh, blow cinnamon through the doorway. So she went and she opened up my back door, and then I went to my front door. She's like, blow it through your doorway. So I said, okay. So I opened up the door, and then I blew cinnamon through my doorway outside. And then all I hear from the back is, what are you doing? And I was like, what? I blew cinnamon through the doorway. She's like, from the outside in, you moron. And I'm like, that makes sense. So then I had to go outside and be like, no, cinnamon, go back in. Go back in, cinnamon. And then blow cinnamon into my doorway from the outside.
We all knew you were doing it wrong too, where it was just like, this doesn't seem right.
That's the best part. There were 3 witnesses to this. And, like, nobody corrected except me. They're all just like, oh, no, this is going to be funny. Just sit back and watch.
They wanted the commitment. They were like, is she? She is. Let's play it through. And I learned things by doing, so it was a great experience.
I thought that she'd also done this before because this wasn't the first time I had told people to do it. So I just assumed that, you know.
And I had done it
knew,
before.
and that's on
the wrong way.
Well, apparently.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Learning curve.
They happen.
You did it. It's fine.
I did, and now I know how to do it, so it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so now we've all talked about.
We talked. How did you start?
How did I start? Well, so I would say I was interested in it from a young age, like late elementary school. And when I started looking up things online, it was about Wicca, auras, and stuff like that. I was really determined that I was going to be able to see people's auras. I'm blind though, so that never really worked out. And as I was interested in this, my mom actually came up to me and she's like, well, what do you read? I said, oh, I'm reading this stuff about Wicca. And she's like, oh, okay. Did I ever tell you I was a witch? I was like, no. She's like, well, I never practiced. My mom is more like Christianity leaning. But apparently when she was younger, she was at this party. I don't know how she met this woman, but she had a strange woman come up to her, grab her by the hands, and say, you're a witch. And when I started looking in, she's like, yeah, kind of checks, runs in the family. And she always had this thing when I was a kid where she would pretend to be a witch to terrify me. Because my mom had long black hair. And so she would go and she would sit in a dark room and she'd flip her hair over her face, kind of like The Ring. Picture the girl that climbs out of the TV from The Ring. That would be my mother. And I would go into the room because I'm like, oh, ha, ha, this is really fun, until she'd grab me and start tickling me to the point where I was like crying and screaming and running through the house trying to get my dad to save me, but he would drag me back in to my mother. Fun times. Anyways.
Are you sure you want that on the podcast?
Looking back at it, like it was a fun game. I just wish they would have stopped when I said stop.
Every episode can't be you unpacking childhood trauma, Bailey. There's been a lot of it.
It's not trauma.
I think that's the thing. It's okay. Just roll with it.
It was a fun thing for me as a kid. And like I look back on it now being like, those were fun times. But so I got introduced into that, and then I ended up having a dream, a very specific dream later on. I think it was like 2020. I had my real like come to the dark side moment with paganism. It wasn't that come to the dark side, but I had a reoccurring dream that would happen. And then I had this one dream, and then Vicky and I were going on a walk, which she dragged me on. And I was telling her about this, and I said, it's a very, very specific dream, and it had a book in it. And I ended up finding the exact book that was in my dream, and it was about witchcraft. And so that started my journey into it again. And now I would say I've kind of transitioned from like the Wicca and the general paganism to focus more on Norse paganism and going that way. And I still find it a developing journey and am still working with that. So I do a little bit with pendulums and runes, and I'm not so good at tarot or like oracle cards or stuff, but I'm working on it. But yeah, I find that's how I started, and that's how I am going. And it's just a fun journey of reading and doing this. And then I also do a little bit of kitchen stuff, you know, because that's just where I fall.
Kitchen witch.
And I do like how it's very broad and open, and you can choose your own path to follow. You don't have to be, this is this, and it has to be done this way, and you have to do this, and you have to do that. You can practice and show your faith in however many ways you want. And I think for the religion aspect of it, I liked how the Norse gods, or even the pagan gods in general, were not a fallible or infallible perfect being that wanted you to show yourself as perfect. The gods themselves were imperfect, and they looked at people as just an extension of those imperfections. And they were never telling them, well, do better and be better. Norse gods were like, that's fun. Yeah, let's do that. And so I like their representation. I think I that's why I lean towards the Norse gods, because they're like, yeah.
Most ancient gods are like that.
But that's my story.
You can argue the Christian God is like that too if you get down deep enough, but I'm not doing that today.
Not doing that.
It's not a hill we're dying on today.
You could, but yes.
I could.
In my experience, that is my journey and how I fell into it.
Very interesting. I feel like if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the representation of different witch personalities.
What? No.
We're not very subtle, are we?
No.
That's never been what we are, though. Ever.
No, I don't know why you're both looking at me like I'm supposed to keep leading this along.
You had the questions. Has.
Hey, Bailey, can I have your soul now?
I don't have anywhere on me that's about to bleed at the moment.
We can fix that. Stabby, stabby.
If you go into the bathroom and you get me...
Are you hearing this? She's gonna do it. We're not gonna do this live on the podcast. That's a little weird.
No, but later I can get you some blood.
Vicky! She's actually gonna do it.
You already own my soul. What's the point?
I'm glad she's not fighting it.
Maybe at this point, the altar gods will stop coming after me and go after her, because I could just be like, sorry, not my fault. See my owner.
Vicky and I was trying to get Vicky soul too earlier, and she's like, no. But she did say that if I did own her soul, it would just solely be to torment you.
I didn't say torment, I said to keep you in line. And it'd be one of those, like, she might own me, but I'd still be free to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah,
Because I'd
just be
have
like-
the book. I'd have my binder. I'd pull it out. I'd be like, look through tablets A through F. You'll see all the notes that I have, and here are the things we're going to implement slowly but surely to change X, Y, Z. And she'd be like, oh, God. I'm like, yeah, no, I have footnotes. Well, if you see the asterisk here, that is corresponding to this one over here where we have other color options. And she's like, and it's just because you're organized. I'm like, I know.
See, I like to think when it comes to the Coven, I am
The henchman?
not so much as the henchman, but maybe the henchman with a memory problem.
You know,
Like, they're the one like, okay, we're going to give Bailey a job. And then Bailey sees a butterfly. And then they're like, Bailey, no, the job. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, the job. And then by the end of it, they've explained how to do the job, and I've done the job. And then they're like, Bailey, this is wrong.
but I picture it as like Minions, Despicable Me.
Ah, yes.
Like, you are a minion, Vicky would be Gru, and I'm Dr. Navarro.
Yes, that is actually a perfect representation. Minions. I am a minion. Vicky's Gru.
Said.
And then you are Dr. Nefario.
Yeah, because I'm like, hey, I have a good idea. And then you're not going to listen to me, but if I give it to Vicky, then you'll listen to her.
Like, I'm just that constant mediator here.
Yeah.
And
Judy
it's
does
usually
it
her
too.
good idea is the same good idea I have. And then I just pitch it after she's pitched it. And it's a no for her, but it's a yes for me. And
It's really
I don't
annoying.
question it.
I'm like Kevin.
Yeah, you are like,
That is who I am to the cult.
we're not a cult.
Oh, right, the Coven.
That's
The cult's another day. The cult's another day.
They're just going to bring back witch burnings, and we're going to be first. You're stoned in the street.
This is why we don't use the C word, guys.
Banana. Moving on.
Oh, yeah. Moving on to what? To whom?
I think we should do a tarot reading. You guys have your tarot cards.
Yeah.
So we could do tarot reading, and then I brought runes.
And I brought the book because I can't remember what half the tarot cards mean.
I
Yes.
got oracle cards.
So there we go. We have a variety. We have tarot, we have oracle, and we have runes.
And for some reason, you all enjoyed listening to us do tarot last time, so we're doing
Yes.
it again.
So I think we should ask a cumulative question that we will each give a reading to, and we will see how they line up.
Okay, fun. What's the question? Are you going to ask about our divorce again? Because last time it was bleak.
It's always bleak, every time.
Do you guys know the difference between tarot and oracle cards?
Oracle is a lot nicer.
Oracle's a lot nicer. So a couple of the differences, tarot has a specific amount of cards that have to be, because you've got the major arcana and then the minor arcana. With the oracle cards, it doesn't matter how many are in the deck, it's whatever you need. The tarots have a specific meaning, whether it's inversed or upright. And those are across the board. It doesn't matter what style of cards you get. Doesn't matter if it's an anime or traditional. That meaning is just blanketed across
Which
the
is
board.
why I
Whereas
need the
oracle
book,
cards
'cause
are
there's a lot of
open for
them.
interpretation. So even though they come with a book, it's still up to the person reading of this is their own interpretation of the thing.
Tarot has a little interpretation. Yeah, I find it does. Not as freely, though.
That's the nice thing about it.
And these ones hate me.
So you've always a deck that's going to be nice to you?
I have like 7, 8 decks.
You don't need more decks.
No, I don't. This is my favorite one because it's the first one I've ever gotten. It's just mean to me when Bailey's around. But it gave Bailey's partner some very good advice about her job.
Good.
It was weirdly accurate, actually, about her job. But it also thinks I'm mad at Bailey, so yeah, it's probably right. I do sometimes have dreams that Bailey and I are fighting about stupid things, and then I get really mad at her.
You guys have the boyfriend-girlfriend thing where it's like in one of the dreams, the opposite cheats on them. So no, it's the girlfriend who has the dream, and like she cheats on her boyfriend, so she's just mad at him all the time, even though it was
Yeah,
a dream.
100%. Usually
And
we're
that's just
arguing
you
about
guys.
something really dumb. I think the other day I had a dream about the podcast where I was nagging her about doing things, and then she got really mad at me, and then Judy was sitting there awkwardly in my dream, and then we had to podcast, and I was like,
You sure this is still a dream?
don't let the anger out.
I'm sensing a little bit of realism here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It happens when you've been married for as long as we have.
Don't say things like that on the internet. So you're cheating on me? Is that what this is?
We're in an open relationship.
I didn't agree to that.
So what's the question we're answering?
Are Bailey and I getting a divorce?
Well,
I mean, that could be a question.
I
don't
don't-
always ask that question.
I don't think I need the cards for that one. I think I'm okay.
It lasted this long, and she put the poop bags for the dog poop in a weird place in the car, and she yelled at me about it.
This happened like 10 years ago, by the way.
They're in the door, and they weren't in the door.
They were in the door. She
Not
just
in the
didn't look
door.
hard enough.
She also drives so slow that transport trucks pass us, and it kills me every time.
I am a safe driver.
I've passed her on the highway where she's like hanging out of her car, driving as slow as possible. And she's like, Grandpa.
There is something called seize the moment.
It's true, though.
You are the reason.
The 13th reason?
I passed 13, honey.
What do we want to ask? Do we want it a deep question? Do we want it a nice question? Do we want to ask about the state of the world, or do we just want to pretend we don't know about the state of the world?
Oh, God.
Let's not ask about the state of the world. Let's ask a light question.
Will we be friends forever?
We already
That's
asked
light.
that. We know how that goes, but we can't ask again.
It told us to move on. It was like, you're both going on a journey of discovery. And then we pulled the death card. And then the devil, just to make things even better. It took us 72 cards, and we got the two worst ones.
Okay, arguably the tower.
Yeah, okay, that could have been worse.
It's just the beginnings.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
for good or from a tumultuous end. But
It was very much you need to reevaluate your situation.
Let's ask how this year's going to go for
2026.
2026. Just a general question, not for anyone specific, but maybe let's ask, how is this year going to go?
How's the podcast going to go this year?
Yeah, let's ask that one.
Okay.
How is the podcast going to go this year?
Okay, Vicky first.
Okay.
Who wants to draw?
Okay, how is the podcast going to go this year? How many cards? 3?
How many cards are you pulling?
As many as you want.
And you, sir?
I feel we could do 3. Okay, 1.
I like to do past, present, future when I do tarot.
2.
Cat.
Oh, these are really pretty cards.
Right? The deck I am using is The Secret Oracle of the Green Witch, written by Cecilia Latari and illustrated by Betty Greco. Quite medley stuff. So what do we get?
Okay. So for the first card, we got the Greater Burdock,
Okay.
the Sacred Space.
Hold up.
We're going to show the
Card
cards.
1, Greater Burdock. Card 2, Sacred Space. Card 3, the Cauldron.
I'm going to take a picture of them so I can post it after.
Yep.
So if you're just listening and you want to see them, go onto Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
How is the podcast going to do this year?
She's smiling like it's bad.
I'm not gonna say it's bad because, again, it comes with a lovely little book. I don't always use the book. Sometimes when I pull the herbal-based cards from this deck, I will consult, just because I don't always know the plant as intimately. The burdock, though, spiky little balls, constantly getting stuck into things. So I think that, to me, politely, you guys are stuck with it.
Well, yeah, I did
But
tell her that.
I mean that in a good way, though.
This is kind of funny because we didn't know if we were going to do this again. And we sat down and talked about it. And Bailey was very much like, I don't think I want to do this. And I told her, like, she needed to make up her mind. This was our cutoff day. She needed to plan. And she said, okay, actually, I do want to keep doing the podcast. And I said, if we do this, we're doing it a full year. And I am not quitting halfway through. And you have to commit to it.
Fair.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not so much stuck with, I mean, if I want to be mean, yeah, no, you're definitely stuck with it. But maybe it's also a point to sticking with it and spreading those seeds, just like the birds do.
I like that. Thank you.
But in spreading the things, you're creating that sacred space. This might be a place where other people are starting to really dig, I don't want to say dig their heels in, but actually commit to being like, oh, the new podcast is out, the new YouTube video's out. I want to know what they're doing. I really enjoy
advertising will work.
The advertising will work. You had mentioned that people are interacting more with your YouTube, but you're creating the space where, like, yeah, it's the whole shebang, but unlike other podcasts who really, I want to say, take that influencer, you keep everything really local. It's really down to earth, and it's really just the mundane. And I don't want to be mean.
She's being too nice to us, and she keeps saying
She's being very nice.
No, it's fine.
You're the little corner market stall. No one knows about it. It's very wholesome.
That's gonna be like, there's like, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to you guys, but I always think like podcasts, it starts local and then it goes to something that's absolutely massive, whereas you guys don't. You're kind of like, and again, take this very nicely, like the Seinfeld of podcasts, where like you're not being like, I'm sponsored by this. We believe you should do this. Have you seen this new product? You guys
Yeah,
are
okay,
just
but
like,
if we were,
this
we
is our
would.
daily life. We joined the Coven. This is our daily life. These are the movies that traumatize us. But like, it's creating this space where other people can just tune in and just exist and be like, oh my god, I thought that this was a niche movie or a niche thing that nobody else knew about and that these people are talking about it. That's really cool.
those ones do well on YouTube, not on Spotify.
And then the last one for the cauldron, I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm super hungry, so I look at this and I'm like, I think you guys are just gonna have a good year. It's gonna be prosperous. You guys are gonna have a feast and just enjoy things.
We were talking about starting cooking videos.
Wow.
I can make bread.
Oh good, but we're gonna need that later in the Coven.
Good.
Or
My mom gave me a really good video idea where we order a random HelloFresh recipe and we like record ourselves doing that so people could see what comes with that.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
I've used HelloFresh too, and I actually like their products. There's different ones too called like Chef's Plate and that.
So that could be fun.
And they send you recipe cards so you can keep remaking it.
Something for the future.
I also have tons of recipe cards.
Oh, yeah, I think this year's gonna be fun for you guys. And that doesn't mean it's not gonna come without its challenges.
So many reels.
Yeah, I look so forward to these blooper highlights. You have no idea.
Sorry, everybody, if you're getting bombarded by reels. There's like one at least every single day for the next year scheduled, and I apologize, but not really.
No, enjoy it.
One every single day is not bad. Like, consistency is key. But if there's like 5 a day,
I think this episode comes out March. I don't remember exactly, maybe later. January was a very busy reel time.
Yes,
It was like
we had to
7
catch
or
up.
8 in one day. It was a lot.
we had to catch up, which we apologize for, but it will keep happening. So, sorry, not sorry.
Buckle up.
I'm sure the ones where I have snail little stickers and things when we talk about our stories will go over well.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, me next.
Yeah, you next. Because
Oh,
I
boy.
think my runes will be quick and
Yeah, we've done this on the podcast before. I will need the book to help because I don't remember what they all are. So I do 4 cards, past, present, future advice.
okay.
But no, it told her partner some really good advice. Whether or not she's listening, probably not. But it was pretty, like, it's spot on. Like, the past, it knew exactly what the struggle was, and I was very surprised. Okay. So we're going to stick with the same question. What's the future of the podcast?
Yes. We'll stick with the same question for all 3 and see how they match up.
Okay, 4 cards. Who wants to draw for the past? It's our podcast, you draw. Don't spill them all out. I don't want to sit here interpreting cards all day.
Okay. 1.
You do another. Yeah.
That's my card.
Knows you're
We'll
here.
go through which ones she drew in a minute. That's what you give that to me. Right, wands, interesting. This is the future, Bailey.
The future.
I know it's like sticking out. Yeah,
Oh, there was two there. And this one.
that's okay. And the advice.
Do you want me to pick the advice?
Yes, you pick the advice.
Yes, please.
Okay, we're gonna go this one. No. This one.
Okay. Yep.
No,
No. No.
no, the thumb felt better.
Thanks, Vicky.
This one felt better, yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Whenever we do a tarot reading involving the two of us, it always comes up.
Yeah,
Bring
so-
consistency.
I've introduced this on the last podcast. I'm not going to do it again, but this is my favorite one, Gateway to the Divine Tarot. He makes some really pretty cards. They're really pretty.
They're very nice.
Oh, this is my first one ever. So our first card, which Bailey kindly drew for our past, is the Fool, inverted. Can you give me a minute while I flip through this book, because I do know what this one means, but I just want to double check, because if I give wrong information on here, I will be up all night thinking about it. As you both stare at me, this is really intimidating.
Very. The Fool is my favorite card, actually, so I think it's really funny that that's the one you drew for the past.
I don't like us at all. Doesn't sound like us.
Yeah, so the advice that the Fool gives is forget everything you know, head out into the great unknown. That kind of sounds right.
Yeah, it does.
So I think it's like you were foolish to do this.
Don't say that!
But it is kind of like a getting into the great unknown, which is 100% what we are doing.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have no experience with podcasting, let alone half the technology we have to use to make the podcast.
Oh, exactly. We have no idea.
So that's how I'm taking it, is a, like, the past was starting a new journey. Okay, and then,
Jumping in headfirst to that new journey, I think.
oh yeah, our present, you got the Two of Wands, which looks nicer.
There's a wand for each of you.
Yeah, there we go. A window of opportunity is presented, but in order to seize that opportunity, it will take leadership, vision, and decision making. Start making plans and setting them into motion. Keep your intentions clear. So we are going to make that Patreon account.
We make the Patreon account, but you had said when you committed to doing this year, you're like, it's a full year commitment. We're scheduling everything. And you had to put in the behind the scenes work in order for this year to.
Actually have
And you said that this is going to be released in March. But you've got the pre-filming going on so that.
we
taking those
will
steps.
have over 10 episodes, I think, pre-recorded before I leave, and it's January.
Yeah.
So we're trying.
You're succeeding. You're not trying, you're succeeding.
So our future, which is slightly more bleak because I have drawn this card before, is the Nine of Swords. Very pretty art. I'm pretty sure Bailey's drawn this card before too. I have to go back and watch our last tarot reading card thing. So this is the experience of waking up at 3 a.m. in a panic. The mind is in the astral plane with the energy of Mars, ghosts, demons, and nightmares. In the dark hours, when no one is around and nothing can be done, thoughts are nasty and painful. If you do have a reason to worry, it is for one of the 9 things troubling you. These horrors cannot withstand the light of day. And the advice is, it would be helpful to share your worries with a sympathetic friend.
Yeah.
Okay, hi Vicky.
I'm the mediator.
So I take that as we're gonna start worrying about it. Maybe something will come out that does really well all of a sudden and we start panicking in the night, because I definitely overthink things in the night.
Yep.
Yes.
You can't trust, I think it's like after 9 p.m. any thoughts you have are irrelevant. You can't trust them.
Yeah, and
Or at
4
least that's the rule in our house.
4 a.m. is usually the point when they say you're at such like a sleepy state that your mind actually goes into a full panic, like existential crisis. It's fun. I do have panic attacks at 4 a.m. sometimes.
Fair.
Sometimes I wake up with panic attacks.
Fair.
It's a great time to be alive. Okay. And for our advice, Vicky kindly drew us the devil.
I can find out I pulled out 2 cards, and the card that was touching the top finger did not quite feel right, so then I went back for the one that was underneath that touched the thumb.
And it was the
Sorry, guys.
devil.
We pull it every time.
Every time.
We pulled it on Halloween. I'm pretty sure we pulled it the last podcast.
That's once, it's 3 for free. You guys are fine.
Right. Okay, so the advice from the devil. Thank you, Mr. Devil. Understand the nature of appearances.
Does this mean I have to change clothes for these episodes?
Yes!
I won't say anything.
I just don't see this as bad. I see this as very keep doing what you're doing, but also be aware of what you're doing. Which is kind of similar to what Vicky got.
Yeah, that is very similar.
So I think we're on a good track. It didn't tell us we're getting a divorce again, so that's a good sign.
But we didn't ask it that question.
Yeah, but the nature of the podcast, the future could have been that we're separating and going on different journeys.
Also truth.
And that's not what we got, so that's a good sign, because
It
I
is.
was expecting that.
Okay.
Also, just so everyone knows, the card on the top of the deck that pulled out is the cups, the Ten of Cups, which is a friendship card.
Vicky's like, nah, not that one. We gotta go for the devil. Could have been friends, but no, Satan it is.
Look.
Can see
It's
kind of people
important.
we are.
It's important. Appearances.
Yes.
Yeah, the friendship, you guys have the core. It's all great, but
Is it?
you haven't killed each other
It's
yet.
not for
so-
lack of trying, though.
It's because she doesn't have allergies.
She nearly drove us into a wall. An actual wall. The car freaked out.
The car, well, it only beeped a little. Because it was like, beep, beep, incoming wall. But I did that for a leaf, too. So, I mean, like, you can't trust it.
I nearly had a heart attack, never mind actually hitting the wall, and the poor person who was coming the other direction saw it and was like, "Ah."
But did you die?
No. Fun story.
I may have and come back to my body. There was an out-of-body experience for a very brief moment of time.
See, when you're with me, it gets spiritual.
Sure. We've told that story also on the podcast, our very first podcast episode.
Yes.
Okay, let's do the stones.
Let's do the stones. So I don't do Rune readings often. I have wanted to start doing more. And so we are just going to go for a sample reading or just a 3-stone. So it will give us the overview, the challenge, and the action. And then I will also have to look up the meanings.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's go.
All I know is I'm gonna buy myself a set of cards like Vicky's because they're pretty.
Right?
And so because I chose,
You gotta make me do it.
I'm going to make you do it.
Oh, your hands are cold.
Put your hand in my magic bag.
Don't make it weird.
Okay, that's one.
Your hand is freezing.
I have no circulation.
Neither do I, but...
That's 2.
Did you want to draw one? Do you want to put your hand in the...
want me to-
Yes, you
yeah.
put your hand in the magic bag.
For the last one.
Yes, the last one is the action that we need to take.
Okay.
Book. Let me find their readings.
I mean, we can play elevator music over this.
There's one.
Let's see, yeah, they should go on this way.
So I gotta find. Let me find them all first, and then I shall read them. Okay. So, our first one. I will show it. Not that you guys can see very well. Oh, not it. Wait, hang on. There we go. Can't see it. But this rune is for growth, rebirth, and the birch tree.
Okay.
And so this is meant to be a general overview of what it is. So it's called the Berkana. Represents form of fertility that fosters growth both symbolically and actually. The growth may occur in affairs of the world, family members, the relationship of the self, or to the divine.
a rune that leads to blossoming and ripening. Berkana is concerned with the flow of beings into their new forms. Its action is gentle, penetrating, and pervasive.
Okay.
So that was the general overview. So what will challenge us is the next one. I know you guys can't see it, but I'll show it to you anyway.
Oh, well.
And so, our challenge. The necessity of learning to deal with severe constraint in lessons of Nothus. This rune represents the obstacles we create for ourselves, as well as those we encounter in the world around us. Both can be equally difficult to handle. The role of Nothus is to identify our shadow, our dark or repressed side, places where growth has been stunted, resulting in weakness that are often projected onto others. Don't take this world personally, this rune is saying. Work with the shadow. Examine what it is in your nature that attracts hardship or misfortune in your life. When at last you look upon the rune of constraint with a smile, you will recognize the troubles, denials, and setback of life as your teachers, guides, and allies.
Am I the shadow or you the shadow? Because I'm the one who pulled it. I think you're the shadow.
I think it is representing, like, we started the podcast and we were so excited because that is the question we asked, and it was the birth of something new, something different for us. And so our challenges are going to be kind of the same thing. The growth, finding things like the learning curves with the technology that we're learning.
So many reels, so many stickers.
To get to our people, or like you said, our sacred space is going to be the challenge for us in everything because we live apart, and
Zoom helps, but it's not perfect.
so in doing this, I think the hardships are going to be the constraints we have around
The fact we have lives.
our regular lives and wanting this to be a part of it.
Definitely learned content creators. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how you have time for anything. So kudos if you're a content creator. Like, I admire you more. Because just making 56 reels took me hours.
And even coming up with new content takes hours of planning, and then not to mention putting it all together. So I think that's where our constraint and the pain is going to be, putting it all together.
Procast.
And then, actually, this goes really well. So Vicky pulled our card of the action, what we're supposed to do. And so this is it right here. Still, can't see it. Show you anyway. And that one is, here is the final rune belonging to the cycle of initiation. Drawing daggers often signals a major shift or breakthrough in the process of self-change and complete transformation in attitude. A 180-degree turn. For some, the transition is so radical that they are no longer able to live the ordinary life in the ordinary way. Because the timing is right, the outcome is assured, although not from the present vantage point, predictable. In each life, there comes at least one moment which, if recognized and seized, transforms the course of that life forever. Rely therefore on radical trust, even though the moment may call for you to leap empty-handed into the void. With this rune, your warrior nature reveals itself.
So all I'm getting out of all this is that we're going to have a good year.
I think the year is going to be profitable
But I think it's going to be a lot
in
of work.
terms of the podcast. But it is. It's going to be a lot of work, and we're going to be faced with
And if I
some
have to nag
challenges.
you every single week to do that work, I'm going to get real mad. Vicky.
Got it. yeah, I hear you.
I'm
It's
just
fine.
no longer going to send you that little, so have you edited the podcast yet? Text. I'm going to be like, Vicky, remind her that she has duties that she must perform.
You have obligations, Kevin.
It's gonna be one of those. Anytime when I did readings for Bailey previously, like just personal ones, it was always her altar space calling her out of like, it was the altar card every time. I'm just like, did you do anything to your altar? Did you dust it? Did you clean it? Did you tell it to look pretty today? She's like, I shoved it in a closet because it made me mad. It wants you to take it out of the closet. You should probably be real nice to it. And she's like, damn, this candle. And I'm just like, the candle shouldn't go in the closet, but okay, whatever. You do you. So now anytime I do you a reading, it's going to be like, obligations. You post anything, you take the pictures,
She
you do
was
the uploading and editing.
On the ball with the last one. I didn't even have to remind her, but I could see that she was doing it because now I have access to them. So I can watch her in real time as she edits it.
Very nice.
Which is a lot of fun for me. And then I can send her snooty little texts like, I like what you did here.
Free positive reinforcement.
See?
Although we do need to have a chat about something.
Was it by snail?
No, you're not in trouble. There's a weird formatting thing on Spotify. And then I don't know why that's happening, so I was going
We will
to
chat
pester
about
you
it.
with that. This is what happens with the podcast.
Yes.
It's good when it's like, why is your spelling like this? Or like, this sentence doesn't make sense, but thank you for trying.
Let's have the fun.
It's good.
So yes, that is today's episode. A little bit longer than maybe we anticipated, but this is a really fun episode to record. And we thank you all for watching. And this was how I accidentally joined a coven. So until next time, guys, cheers.
That's all for today. Catch us on Instagram, where we drop teasers for the next show, and our Discord account. Links are down below.